Each student has different strengths and weaknesses. Portfolios are a great way to track your individual progress and show off your achievements throughout your learning journey. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily build a portfolio with Google Sites. I'll cover the basics of Google Sites first, and then I'll show you a way how you can organize your own portfolio. So the first thing you do is you go to sites.google.com, and then you can click on that big plus icon to create a blank portfolio, or you can click on the template gallery, and under education you will see that there's a student portfolio template already, which is what I'm going to use because it's very quick and easy to set up. So after a few seconds you can see the template has opened, and the way Google Sites works is you can simply click on text to edit that. So for example, I'll change this to my learning journey. Then you can see that there are some controls that you can drag to change the size of different elements. And then on the right-hand side, under Insert, you have all these things that you can add to your page. And that works by clicking on them or dragging and dropping to wherever you want them to be. So the first thing you want to decide is the layout of your page. In this case, the template starts off with a hamburger menu, which might be a little confusing for your viewers, depending on who your target audience is. So when you click on that gear wheel icon next to it, it says navigation settings, then you can change the way the menu is displayed. So the mode should be changed to top to display the menu on top of the website. You can also change the background color to white, black, or transparent. In this case, I'm just going to leave it transparent. Then under brand images, you can add your own logo if you like, or the icon which shows up here in the URL bar. So that's the basic functions of the menu. And you can see that when you click on the Pages tab, that the template includes a home page. Under classes, when we click on this little arrow, we can see that there are two sub-pages, math and art, and then there's an activities page. Now, let's say for my portfolio, I don't really need this activity page. I would click on the three dots and delete the page. If you want to undo an action, there's always the undo button in the top menu bar. So you can bring this one back, or you can redo the action and remove it again. Since I'm an English teacher, I would want to add another page for the English learning progress. So I click on plus, add a new subpage, rename it English, click on done, and now I have an English page under classes. You can rearrange pages the way you want. You can, drag it out or back into classes. If you had more pages, all you need to do is drag and drop. Then once the pages are set up, then you can also decide on a theme. In this case, Aristotle is the default one, and the color scheme is purple. I can change the color scheme. I can change the theme to simple any way I want. I can also change the font style, leave it as it is. So for now, we have our English page, and we can then change the image that's displayed in the header by clicking on change image, and then I can either upload my own or I select an image from the gallery. For now, I leave it as it is. I can also change the header type. So instead of having a large banner, as I have right now, I could have a cover, which covers the entire page, or a banner, which is a little bit smaller than a large banner, or title only, which means no picture. But for now, I leave it as it is, large banner. You can see that the image has been replaced. So if I undo this change, then I have my picture back. Now I just see this is math in the background. So let's select another image. Let's choose this one, select, and done. Now this is a blank subpage, as you can see. Now for my portfolio, what I want to include is my work, of course, or different drafts of my work to demonstrate my learning journey. So what I'm going to do is I will choose this layout for now. So I click on a blank space where I want to add that. and then I click on this layout because I want to highlight different drafts of my work. So I click on plus, and I'll go to Google Drive. And in my Google Drive, I have a first draft and a second draft. So I insert the first draft, then the heading would be first draft. Usually what you do in a portfolio is you reflect on your strengths and weaknesses, right? Or areas of strength, areas of growth, whatever you want to call it, based on the feedback that you get from your teacher or your peers. So I would write areas of strength. So celebrate the things I've done well, blah, blah, blah. And I would add a couple of lines, areas of growth, to highlight the things that I need to work on to improve my skills. For example, if I get the first draft back and the teacher told me that my use of past tense was inaccurate, then I would have to say areas of growth, use of past tense forms. I need to be very specific, because if I'm not very specific, then my training or my improvement will not be as effective. So I have now identified one area of growth. Depends on you how many you can handle, but just for the sake of showing you how it works, I just used one. So I now know what I'm good at, what I'm not so good at. I know what I need to improve. The next step now is to include in my portfolio how I'm going to improve this and when I'm going to improve this. Because it's one thing to say, okay, I need to improve my past tense usage, but it's another to say when it's going to happen. Because if I don't set a date, then what's the point? So I need to set goals that are achievable, and I need to set goals that, I have to hold myself accountable to. So to do that, I would suggest that you use the footer and add a Google Calendar there. So I click on Edit Footer, and I don't need this email address right here. We can just delete that one. And instead, when I scroll down here, I add Google Calendar. Now it asks me what kind of calendar I want to use, because when you're part of a Google Classroom, then different calendars will be created for you as well. So here is your calendar with your regular things, and then there's an English calendar for your English Google Classroom, and there's a science one because this student also joined the science Google Classroom. I'm going to select my personal one as well as the Google Classroom calendars, because every time the teacher assigns work to me or creates an assignment with a due date, then this due date will also appear in my calendar. So I'll change the size of this thing now. I can also change the settings. So I don't need the title, and the view mode I'll change to month. And because I put my calendar at the bottom of the page in the footer, it will show up on all the pages, which means every time somebody browses my portfolio, for example, if I go to math and scrolls down, then my improvement plan or my action plan will always be there. So that way, I always know by scrolling down what I'm currently working on. So it's a chronological, timeline of what I did, and in the footer, I have a calendar that shows you where I'm going next. So let's go back to English over here. Here's my calendar. You can edit text over here, for example, my action plan. Okay. So I'm going to show you how you can plan your improvement process using Google Calendar. First thing we do is we click on the calendar over here, and then on this icon to open it in a new tab. And you can see that there are some entries already. For example, this assignment entry, this is inserted because the teacher assigned work to me in Google Classroom. So to edit this, I'll click on the Google Calendar button in the bottom right-hand corner. And I will just remove these for now, all of them, to show you how it's done. This one. 2. All of them. Okay. So we said in our portfolio that the use of past tense forms needs to be improved. I know that I have an assignment coming up on the 21st of August. Today is the 12th, so I have a little bit of time. And let's say I want to focus on past tense forms on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's my plan. And I'm going to use my textbook, let's say page 31 in my textbook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add calendar entries for the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Now, if you simply say grammar practice, for example, and it would be from Thursday to, I think it's Saturday, does not repeat, it's just a one-time thing. Description would be page 31 in the textbook. And I add a notification. So where it says do not notify, I click on that. I want to add a notification. The default is like on the same day at 9 a.m. But if I want to change that, I click on custom notification on the day, let's say 0 days at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. grammar practice done. So on the same day, 5 p.m. Save. It does show up in my calendar as a 3-day event, but I would only get one notification, and I get the notification on Thursday. So it might be that I'm very busy on Friday and Saturday, and because I didn't get the notification, I would forget my grammar practice. So it's much better, let's delete this one, to create a single day entry. So again, I call it grammar practice. The more specific you are, the better your plan. But for the sake of just showing you, I'll keep it simple. It's a 1-day event. And where it says does not repeat, I'll click on does not repeat. It repeats custom, repeat every 1 day. And it ends on Saturday. And Saturday is the 15th. Done. The notification settings will be the same. So I want to have a notification. Click on custom, 0 days at 5 p.m. I could change that to an email. So it depends on you. If you use your phone, if you have Google Calendar on your phone, you get a notification. Otherwise, you can send yourself an email. It's up to you. I'll just choose notification. You can also use both. So you can add as many notifications as you want. It depends on you. So on the same day at 5 p.m., I want a notification. And if I click Save Now, you can see that it's still a 3-day event, but now there are 3 events, 1 per day, and I would get a notification every day at 5 p.m. So just to double check, if I click on Saturday, I click on my event, there's grammar practice on the same day at 5 p.m. You can edit things that you want, for example, the description, page 31 in your textbook, whatever it is. And you close this one. And now when you close this and you go back to your portfolio, let's see if I reload the page. It should have changed my calendar as well. There you go. Grammar practice, and my second assignment is still there. Second draft assignment is still there. All right, so that's my first draft, and I've worked on the use of past tense forms. Now I get the second draft back. So again, I click on the blank space, click on layouts, add something from Drive, will be the second draft, insert, and again, second draft, I would write my reflection right here. So you can see every time you get some work back, every time you reflect on your work, the page gets a little bit longer. And The good thing about Google Sites is that you can easily share your work or your portfolio with the world. So you might want to share it with your parents, with your teachers, or with your school community, or even with your fellow students if you want to work together. Maybe you have a group project. So if you want other people to edit your page and work and collaborate with you on this portfolio site, you click on the share button in the top menu, and you can add the email addresses of these people you want to share it with, or you can share the link to check. For example, everybody at the school has access and so on, and I click on done. So that works the same way, just like any other Google product. Share button works the same. If you now want to publish the website, then you click the publish button. You give it a name, for example, my portfolio, and you now decide who can view the website. So right now it's anybody in within the domain. When you click on manage, again, that same window pops up, and where it says links, you click on change, and the published site, you need to change to public. Now anyone on the internet can find and open your website. You click on done. Now, since it's public, it's not just people who can look at your website, but potentially Google and other search engines as well. So if you don't want search engines to index your page and find your page and display your page in their search results, then you have to tick this box. So it says request public search engines to not display my site. And then you click on publish. It will take a few seconds, and then your website, congratulations, is live on the internet. You can see here your site has been published successfully, and then you can, if you're fast enough, you click on the view button, or now you have a little arrow over here that wasn't there before. You can click on view published site, and you can see the website live on the internet. So you can see that the Google Docs that I embedded, if I wanted to open them, I can click on this icon over here. Otherwise, I could just scroll through. Same with the second draft, and I can see the calendar right here. Then what you also need to know is when you make changes to your portfolio or any website that you create with Google Sites, then you need to republish your website every time. So once the website is published on the internet, if you make any changes, let's say keep the website open. Let's say I add a third draft, just for the sake of it. I add another layout thing over here. So plus from Drive, just use the same file. Second draft insert, and I call this one third draft. Then you can see it in my draft view right here, but the actual website, even if I reload it, still only shows the first and second draft. And that's because I haven't published the changes yet. So again, I would have to click on publish, and then it asks me to review the changes. So it tells me that I updated my English subpage. So when I scroll down, I can see the draft, the updated one. So I've added this, the third draft, it's green. And currently published is this. And if I'm happy with the changes and I'm ready to publish my site, then I click on publish again, and then the changes will be live. So again, it takes a few seconds. Site has been published successfully. So if I go back to the website and I reload it, now there's the third draft live on the internet. So that's how you build a portfolio site. Again, the basics is you post or a collection of artifacts, a collection of your work that shows your learning journey. Then you write a reflection, areas of strength, areas of growth, and the more specific you are, the better it is. And then you use that data to come up with an action plan, and you can do the what and the when easily in Google Calendar by adding some notifications as well to give yourself a kick in the rear if you need. So that's all for now. I hope you can improve your learning using this technique, and all the best for your academic future. Thank you for watching.